Today's episode covers Cadillac testing Tesla charging, a Ford PHEV recall over fire risk, a lawsuit alleging Tesla defects caused a deadly crash, Audi's 2026 electric SUV debut in China, and a possible Tesla FSD approval in Europe in 2026 from the Netherlands. Welcome back to Autonews Daily. I'm Leah Morgan. Let's dive into today's headlines. Cadillac's new Optiq showed up in charging tests using Tesla's North American charging standard, a sign that the luxury brand is actively aligning with the dominant fast charging connector in key markets. The test doesn't just prove physical compatibility, it signals a broader push by legacy automakers to make their EVs easier to charge on the networks drivers already use. For Cadillac, which is positioning the Optiq as an important electric model, demonstrating NACS compatibility helps remove a practical barrier for early adopters who otherwise might hesitate because of charging network fragmentation. Beyond the convenience headline, this test has industry implications. If more OEMs continue to adopt Tesla's connector as a de facto standard, network operators and charging manufacturers will have to plan upgrades, adapt equipment, and reconsider interoperability strategies. For consumers, greater compatibility means more seamless charging experiences and faster road trip planning. For competitors and infrastructure owners, it becomes a strategic question. Invest in multiple connector types or accelerate conversion to what many drivers already expect. Cadillac's move is one more nudge toward consolidation in an ecosystem that until recently was splintered by competing standards and competing visions of how to scale public charging. Moving on to safety and recalls, Ford has announced a recall affecting certain Escape and Lincoln Corsair plug-in hybrid models over a risk of fire. The company is notifying owners and dealers about the issue and outlining steps to address the defect. Recalls like this are never welcome news for owners or manufacturers. They hit at consumer confidence and force a reallocation of engineering and warranty resources to fix vehicles in the field. This recall is also a reminder that electrified powertrains introduce new failure modes that require focused attention, inspection, and sometimes redesign. PHEVs combine internal combustion systems and high-voltage electrical components, creating complexity that can amplify the consequences of a fault. For regulators and fleets, the event reinforces the need for rigorous testing and rapid response frameworks. For consumers, the key takeaway is to follow the recall process closely, address any dealer instructions promptly, and expect manufacturers to provide temporary mitigations while they implement permanent repairs. Shifting to litigation and safety allegations, a family has filed suit claiming that alleged defects in a Tesla vehicle led to a fiery crash that killed a woman in Tacoma. The lawsuit brings forward painful questions about vehicle design, crashworthiness, and the responsibilities of manufacturers when defects are alleged to have contributed to fatal outcomes. Lawsuits like this tend to unfold over months or years, and they often prompt closer regulatory scrutiny and public debate about vehicle safety standards and defect reporting. From an industry perspective, high-profile legal cases can shape public perception and influence regulatory agendas. For Tesla, which has been under the spotlight for its advanced driver assist systems and its approach to safety communications, such litigation raises stakes on multiple fronts: legal exposure, reputational risk, and the pressure to demonstrate transparency in investigations and corrective actions. For consumers and safety advocates, the case underscores why independent testing, robust crash data, and clear reporting are essential to hold manufacturers accountable and to improve vehicle safety over time. Turning to market expansion, Audi is preparing to debut a new electric SUV in China in 2026, a move that highlights how premium OEMs are doubling down on the world's largest EV market. Audi's e-SUV debut in China will place it directly into a competitive segment populated by domestic specialists and international rivals, all vying for the rapidly growing appetite for electrified mobility. For Audi, the launch represents both a product rollout and a strategic bet that localized offerings tailored to Chinese consumer preferences will pay dividends. China's EV market demands scale, localized supply chains, and competitive pricing, and it rewards models that combine technology, brand cachet, and perceived value. Audi's entry will test whether a premium European badge can translate into market share when faced with fast-moving local competitors that often excel on price and feature density. For the broader industry, this debut will be watched as another example of how legacy luxury marques adapt their product strategies to succeed in China's unique and fast-evolving EV environment. Please like and subscribe. It helps us keep bringing the news to you. Finally, and saving the most watched story for last, Tesla is reported to be on a path toward regulatory approval in Europe for its full self-driving suite, with the Netherlands identified as a key step that could lead toward wider approval in 2026. If realized, regulatory clearance in European jurisdictions would be a major milestone for Tesla's autonomous ambitions, potentially allowing its FSD features to operate under a different set of rules and oversight than today. Approval would not be an endpoint so much as a new phase, one where field performance, software updates, and regulatory monitoring will all be critical to long-term acceptance. The potential for FSD approval in Europe raises many practical and policy questions. Regulators will be watching safety metrics, how software updates are validated and deployed, and how Tesla manages driver engagement and system limits in real-world conditions. For competitors and suppliers, Europe's stance on advanced driver assistance and automated driving functionality sets an important precedent. If the region adopts an approach that balances innovation with rigorous oversight, it could influence global norms. For drivers, the promise of higher levels of automation remains enticing, but the rollout will likely be incremental, tied closely to data collection, incident analysis, and adjustments that ensure safer outcomes. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest developments across the auto industry. See you then.